I understand that you're the interim vice president of the student council.
That's right.
Tell me more.
So, as you know, or may not know, Maya was, I don't know her last name, was voted to be vice president last semester, and so she couldn't come this semester, unfortunately, so the spot was vacant, and according to student council bylaws, we need the interim vice president to step in for 3 weeks until elections could be set up and executed, and that's what's happening.
That's pretty interesting. Has this happened in recent memory?
I have no idea of student council history in the past at all. No one knows it's a mystery.
Student council has been going through a lot of changes recently, hasn't it? It's been like...
Yeah, there's been some. I think it's always been. It's a very changing. It changes. It goes through phases. I feel. Yeah.
There's always a number of people who are willing to step in and fill the roles, though.
Yeah, I mean, this year less than normal. We're at an all-time low. This is the smallest student council's ever been, I think. Well, who knows? This election could change everything.
It could change everything.
And we'll know by the time this is rolling, the results have already happened. So things have already changed. Or they haven't.
It's true. We're coming to you from the past right now, and so you'll probably know more than we do at this point. Time capsule on your television. And like I said before about how people are changing it up and stepping in to fill new roles, this is your first foray into student politics, isn't it?
I was the Maywood Hall representative.
Were you?
Last year.
Okay.
Yes. And I won that by, I think, 5 votes.
Really?
And versus no one, because no one ran.
So you got 5 votes out of the entirety of Maywood Hall, or like...
No one voted for anyone. I mean, like, people did like Darth Vader and stuff, which is just silly.
How many votes did Darth Vader get?
I think he got a significant amount.
Really?
I think we sent him an email, but like...
He just didn't get back.
He didn't get back, so...
Did you send James Earl Jones an email?
We tried, but we didn't get through. And he's not a Clark student. I'm not sure if Darth Vader's a Clark student either, so...
Not positive. I'll look into that for you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
An interesting thing.
Might be a show to do, Darth Vader here.
I think that would be worthwhile.
Yeah.
So, if things go the way you want them to, I mean, I'm assuming that you want to continue to be vice president.
Yes.
Are there any sort of reforms or changes that you want to put in?
So, the, yes, short answer. Sure, student council has a bit of a interesting reputation with a lot of clubs. It's not always looked upon favorably, because, I mean, money is the main thing. We have to kind of play the villain sometimes with the... I can sit yeah. So, sometimes we've got, like, people ask for money, and we do our best to give clubs money, because that's what makes Clark go around. Like, Clark has a lot of kids, a lot of interests, like, a lot of things they want to do, and a very finite amount of money.
Well, we did have a very large surplus last year, though, didn't we?
So, fun story about that. The surplus is added after the end of every year. Money that's not spent by clubs, or just not, like, it didn't get spent by anyone, as the surpluses normally are, goes into community surplus. Mm-hmm. That money is like a once-a-year thing. And that $70,000 was a surplus of 7 years, 8 years maybe? Like, so that was a long, I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's also a lot of money over a long period of time.
Right.
So, yeah, we had the surplus, but on the flip side, we can't spend the money that, because we have no idea, like, we can't, cut out clubs because, we don't think you're going to spend it, and then, who knows, maybe they turn out to be like, the next big thing, and they spend all the money, and you can't do that. You gotta give everyone a fair chance, and if it's the excess money gets turned into surplus, you can't know it's a wild card. It's chaotic.
Wild cards,
yeah.
Money, politics, many things that happen. If you had $70,000, what would you do with it? School-wise, like for Clark.
For Clark. I mean, we got all the recycling bins we'd ever want now. See, I don't know. I think I would give it back to I'd do the same thing that we did with 70,000. I would say, you guys come, because I'm a science guy.
Right.
Like, I don't like, the environment's in trouble, I know. But, like, that's not my shtick.
You wouldn't like get a bunch of. You wouldn't just plant a bunch of trees or like.
Yeah, we like trees, but do we need more trees, Clark? They fell down last year. Just like they all just broke.
That was due to the snow, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe you should support some more global warming so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean that seems a little counterintuitive, but my point is I don't know. But there's people at Clark who dedicate their whole thing. Like that's what they do. Their thing is environmentalism, and I want to do my best to get the money to them in the most appropriate and fair manner.
I suppose that's awfully reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to think.
It's a good way of looking at it. Fine, upstanding citizen, Rory Jones. So, when you were younger, when you were a young boy, I assume, did you ever see politics in your future?
Yes, actually. Honestly, like, this is a college thing. I don't plan on running for public office ever. But, as a young boy, young lad, wee lad, I wanted to be president. Like, this is like 5 years old. And I was like, I'm gonna be president.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stopped wanting that, and wanted nothing to do with politics ever until last year. So that's my story about politics.
So what exactly inspired you then?
My friends wrote me in.
Oh, you're
and at first I was like, this is silly, I don't want to do it. And then I did it for a little bit. I was like, you know what, it's okay. Like, this can actually be this can be a thing that can help.
Like other people, not yourself.
No,
because you seem awfully selfless.
Oh yeah, I mean, me right here, just a martyr. No, it's not.
Martyrs can't call themselves martyrs.
Yeah, it doesn't work. But no, like I don't. It's a nice little thing to give back to the Clark community, or try to. We try. Student council tries.
I think that's all you can really hope for.
Yeah.
Is trial and error.
Yeah, error too.
Yeah. Much error.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's cool. That's cool. Do you want to be like president of the student council?
No.
No.
The vice president, and I think I'll turn it over to the next generation. We got some feisty freshmen out there. I think when they're rearing to go. So
really,
just turn it over to watch. Just watch for senior year. Just bask in their new blood. That's weird. Bask in their new outlook on stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to cling to power. Don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy?
I don't want to be that.
Is it because you think you're irresponsible?
Yeah, I don't want it that bad. Like,
you got other things to do with your Wednesday nights. Is student council?
Is this Thursday, right?
It's
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Thursday?
It's Thursday. Student council on Wednesdays.
That's what I was
I was talking about, yeah. Student council on Wednesdays at 9:15. Yeah, I could do. A lot of physics homework could be done on Wednesday night.
Yeah, a lot of projectile motions to be calculated.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's about as far as I got in physics.
You gotta know where the parabolas are going.
You gotta know half parabolas.
It's usually throwing a baseball, you gotta know where it lands.
I mean, I've never thrown a baseball.
In your life, really?
No, that's a lie. I've thrown like 2 baseballs.
No, that's
also
right.
a lie. I've never thrown a baseball. I bet I could throw a baseball better than you, though.
I don't know. I was a little leader. I was the worst on the team. So yeah, you'll have to better than me.
Glad we could solve that conundrum before it got started. Why don't you tell me what student council's goals for the year are?
So the main thing, or one of the main things, we got several things cooking this year. Hopefully I'll be a part of. The future will know. The future knows already whether I'll be a part of it or not. So I don't know. This is a mystery to me. But the administration right now, Andrew Shushu, Kate Lally, Molat, and for the time being myself, are trying to kind of increase safety and safety awareness around campus by having safety forums with any concerned student. And there's been a lot of them because there's kind of increase in. There was some increased crime and kind of increased awareness of the crimes. So we're trying to fill these safety forums. We've already had one this year, and it went pretty well. Chief Goulet, Chief of Police here at Clark, showed up. The President Angel showed up, which was surprising and cool. And like had a physical plan, and we came and talked about what they had been doing for security, and then the students came, the students who were there, asked questions and like kind of like said what they thought was wrong, like what they were scared of, what they thought, you know, campus police could do better, like what they thought physical planning could do better. And I think the higher ups really did listen. I think Chief really kind of took some stuff away from it. And it was also nice to know that there's been some like communication, like the deal's like crime's up a little bit, but like also they've been telling us more about it. So a lot of stuff that has been happening, they just didn't tell us about in the past, and they've been telling us now. So like it seems like stuff's worse, but it's just the same as it ever was. But then I mean it's also worse, but it's less worse than you think it's worse. Yeah.
So how do you think that Twitter has influenced?
I think not at all is how Twitter is influenced, but like on a more like what that means is like how does like email and like increased communication affected Clark community and kind of safety awareness of the Clark community. But I'd say for the better. Obviously, I think people have the right to know what's going on and what they and what crimes are being committed and whatnot. But it's also kind of increased tension a little bit. It's true. People are afraid of what they know.
Raises the fear level.
Yeah, just like a little bit. It's necessary, but like. The information, the fear is not necessary. We don't want the fear, but the information is necessary.
Being able to get to the information is necessary.
Yeah. And the fear is kind of an unfortunate side effect.
It's weird because, like, you know, nowadays, like the crime rate nationally is down far below what it was like in the 70s, for example.
Yeah.
And everybody still today is like you poll like most people.
Yeah.
Like how would this compare to like 10 years ago? And everybody's like, oh, it's so much worse. You know, crime is just up and it's just not true.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we used to have newspapers, so that was it. Like your news.
I know.
Newspaper.
So.
You read the newspapers.
Yeah, but I guess if you're always plugged into your cell phones and the internet and everything,
yeah.
Constantly getting all this media, and you're like, what's going on?
Information rush, kind of.
Yeah. Student council tweet?
I think we tried once. I think someone tried to tweet. I think like Lisa Johnson maybe. I'm making that up. I don't know. Someone tried to tweet once.
Somebody tried to tweet once. It's like at the meeting, it's going really well.
Yeah. Like, but, you know, like here's the thing about student council, is it performs an important function.
Definitely.
To the Clark community. It's a nice. It's student run. Kind of overseeing of the budget. You know, you wouldn't want just hired professionals. You wouldn't just want some administration people just overseeing it. You know, It's better that it's students. You know, at least you know, it's a semblance of democracy. But on the flip side, being run by students who leave the place they're at every 4 years, also leads to a bit of like unprofessionalism. I don't say unprofessional. I think everyone tries their best to be professional, but like. It leads to things not being as smooth as you'd expect from kind of an established organization that student council is. But on the flip side, it's got a little chaos in there because you know people leave, people drop out. You know, a lot of students are trustworthy, but some students aren't always. Like shouldn't really be on council, and they end up dropping out, and then there's an empty void where the person should have been, and they performed a function, and that function doesn't get performed by anyone, and then, it gets stuck on another kid who's, also a student, so, it's this, I think it's good, but it's also got some issues.
Definitely so.
Yeah. And you kind of sometimes just gotta laugh at it. You gotta laugh at the issues.
I'm laughing at it right now.
Thank you. I mean, there's serious, you gotta address them, you gotta fix them, but a little humor. Just a little.
Yes, definitely.
It's unfortunate.
But when we have people like you on the job, we can all look to a brighter tomorrow. So, Rory Jones, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, sir.
See you around. Coming up, more things.